Chino, go for it.
Thanks, Matt. So I'm doing a done for you business around digital marketing. I just wanted to ask quickly about client alignment. Like, so I'm creating content for them, and you talk about a lot about applying content and applying art in the content creation, and that's something that really resonates with me. So I wanted to ask you about like, what if I don't align with the values of the client, and if that happens, like when you're trying to scale and you're creating content for them, like that could be a tricky. And in my experience, it's been tricky. It has cost me like being burnt out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to get your thought on that.
Yeah. So I'll give you guys a quick story on this because sometimes the story is the best way of describing things. About 6 years ago, before building Founder OS, I was working on a portfolio company called OpenSend. It was a data company where we could go and take about 80% of your traffic that you didn't even know who these people were, and we could convert them into emails using an identity resolution software we had created. I owned about 60% of this company, and it was clear as day that this thing was going to be a juggernaut, right? 50 to $100 million company in a few years. But the thing was, the day to day, I fucking hated it. Okay. And after building this thing for around 4 months, owning a lot of it, building it with my best friend and another tech guy we knew, I was like, I could just feel it in my gut that I just should not be building this business, right? It was just not aligned with who I am and like what I enjoy doing. And so I had to just take the leap to go to my friend, sit him down and tell him they had just given me like 60% of this company that I had negotiated for, right? And I said, listen, I'm not going to do this. You can just have it all back. And they were like, what? And I was like, nope. Like I did some reflection, talked to my therapist, talked to my coach. I realized like, this is just not where I see myself spending the next decade of my life. All good though. I know you guys are gonna be super successful. I'm obviously around anytime, dude, here to help you. But like, I'm not gonna be building this any longer. I'm gonna go and just build something else. I had no backup plan, no other idea of what I would do. I just said no. And sure enough, I created space in my life, tons of it, to then go and work on things like my Ikigai more, build that Soulful Entrepreneur cohort-based course I just mentioned to you guys, which eventually turned into Founder OS, which I can tell you that every fucking day I wake up grateful as fuck for what I do. And it wouldn't have made sense and it would have never happened had I not said no to a business that actually, fast forward 3 years, 4 years, it is a $60 million business. I did miss out on that, but I didn't miss actually at all in my own brain. I'm glad I'm not in that business, right? And sometimes in life, you just got to say no to things that you just know are not a good fit for you, period. And so I would just bring that back to your question to say like, yeah, I mean, I think you know the answer of what to do, right? If I was you, I would say no to those kind of people. I also say no to people for Founder OS all the time that I just don't think are a good fit for what we do and how we do things here. This community of founders that we each have each other's backs and we don't let one another fail. And there's a certain vibe and energy we bring to the day to day to make this feel like some inclusive, awesome community, right? So yeah, I think it's important to kind of manage your energy that way and not be afraid to say no.
Okay. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Ellie, good to see you.
Hi. I think my question fits very well into the idea of saying no. Because I'm trying to discern opportunities and I have three clients right now, just in the very beginning stages of building an AI agency. And two out of three of them are asking me to do more and more marketing for them. And I'm open to the idea but I think it could very easily and quickly become the example of doing too much. So I think this goes back to a couple of questions, but how do you really discern the difference between chasing opportunity and leaning in? I think I could charge a lot more, be on more of a monthly retainer if I leaned more into the marketing rather than just like a one-time AI solution. And since AI is changing so quickly, that's tempting to diversify a bit in that aspect. But yeah, I wanted to raise a similar question.
Cool. So a couple of things based on like what you're saying, like I do think that it's good to think about models that are recurring versus one-off, like in some way, shape, or form, right? So on one side, like you may be just open to different ways of doing things because you're like, oh, this brings me more recurring revenue, which increases my average lifetime value of a customer, meaning I don't maybe need to get as many customers. I can just make more per customer. It's like those kind of things get a little attractive. Now that said, on the other side, when it's like, oh yeah, we would love you to market our stuff too. It's like, I think I can tell by just how you're speaking about it, that's you could do this, but it's also like, I don't know, like kind of like that sort of feeling a little bit maybe. And for that, like, I think if you're kind of on the fence, like you could, but you're not like super stoked, like, well, you could just either just say no, or what's a price that would get you super stoked if there is one? And being like, well, damn, like if I could go and charge you 15,000 a month, make $12,000 profit, just go bring on this chief of staff that does all the bullshit of this, and then close three of you, make 36K profit, hire the chief of staff for 8K, make 24K more myself, or 26K more myself. You know what I mean? Like where it maths out and it's like, oh, that's a hell yes to me. Then it's kind of like, then that's a hell yes. Like try to manufacture what would be a hell yes. What I think you don't want to get into with those kinds of things is like, it's kind of on the fence, like, I don't know. Then you kind of don't price the thing that you're on the fence about in a way that would make it a hell yes. So then you find yourself doing something you're not that enthused about, not making that much money doing it. And yeah, now you're in a bad situation versus either saying no and then finding something that does excite you, or saying you are willing to for a dollar amount that really, really excites you, whereby you can outsource all the bullshit part of it, make more profit, and then do more of whatever you like, whether it's business wise or even just lifestyle wise with that money.
Cool. That makes sense. Design the hell yes. I like it.